Today makes it the 11th day in the month of August 2022. We say good morning, Bridge Nation, here in Jamaica and around the world, and welcome to Up and Go here on the Bridge 99 FM. Until 10 o'clock we go, today being Thursday, and we got a lot in store. DJ Otto, what's up, boss?
Morning. Yes, yours truly is here and giving thanks.
Yeah, Old Murphy said he woke us up this morning. So we have to give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Something like that. Shelz, how you doing, bro?
Well, we're there.
Yeah, man. Giving thanks too?
Yeah, man, always.
Always, indeed.
Eyelids raised, you know. From the eyelids raised.
Yeah.
We give thanks.
We have to give thanks, bro. All right, so let's get it started right now. We've got a lot in store, as we told you, and there's every good reason for you to keep it locked right here on 99 on the FM band. It's Up and Go. Right now, we're going off into our highly anticipated feature. We call it
WTF. What the fact?
What the fact?
Right, yes, sir.
Shelz, you got it?
Yeah, man, I got it. All right, so NASCAR drivers can lose up to 10 pounds in sweat due to high temperatures during races. So during a race, the temperature inside a race car regularly reaches up to 170 degrees due to high engine activity and traction.
Yeah.
Now, despite ventilation systems that blow cool air into the seats, the helmet, and near the feet, the heat can still lead drivers to lose between 5 and 10 pounds in sweat during each race. Excessive sweating can lead to focus problems and slower reflexes, which is just one of the factors that makes this sport so dangerous.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's interesting.
Well, you know, this is my thing.
Yeah,
right
know
up
that.
my street.
Yeah.
And other than sweating, I can tell you, those cars go in excess of 200 miles per hour, brother.
Jeez.
Constantly, meaning, that ring, 200 miles per hour. So just imagine, all of that engine heat plus the speed, brother. I tell you, the adrenaline, that's up. Listen, you might lose 40 pounds.
So the cooling system in the vehicle is not enough to prevent that.
No. Well, what you would have is a lot of ventilation, in that car. You have a lot of vents in it because that engine, the high performance engine, you understand, gives off a lot of whole heap of heat. You understand?
Wow.
Right?
So this is an extreme sport then.
And then think about it. It all depends on where the track, in America is located. Straight. You have a lot of those racetracks, in Texas, Arizona, all of them places. You understand? So hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
You understand?
Well.
Hot and speed.
Coming to think of it, I've never seen what you'd call a race driver who's carrying a lot of weight.
Probably at the start of the race.
Talk about Formula One now, brother. Yeah, cars going in excess of 240, 250. Listen, speeds like that, you're knocked out.
But my concern is whether or not the heat can actually make them lose whether consciousness or their reflexes might be affected.
Said that.
Yeah, man, it's a combination, Richie. It can. Yeah, man.
What is certain though is that after all of these races, when the drivers get out, they hold up their hands. Yeah. They seem quite.
Well, I know a lot of people
together.
might think that they're happy that maybe they came in first, second, or third.
Glad to come out.
They're like, we're glad to come out of that.
All right, putting a different spin on it there. Yeah. But that was WTF. What the fact? Man, we've been having some conversations off air about some of the stuff out there in the space. Gonna be interesting. Jody, you want to start it off?
Yes, I would love to start it off. So Popcorn claps back after Kingston Fest promoter said he was paid $150,000 US and provided him with a private jet. So we all heard yesterday. We carried the news where the promoter shared, the fact that he had assisted Popcorn and what he has done for him and the amount of money that he has paid him and the fact that he provided him with a private jet to get to the event. Popcorn responded on Instagram. It's an edited version of what was said on Instagram yesterday. So Popcorn is, whoever you be, your parents. Popcorn wrote said in a clip. So he commented under
the same clip.
Yes, under the same interview. Popcorn, you know. Him say you provide jet for who?
Straight.
Hey, I me get my own jet and pay for it out of my pocket.
Cheat.
Your parents, stop trying pretty up things. Little sir at Kingston Fest.
Little sir. Peeps, if you don't want to see it, go on and go look for that comment there.
If you want to see exactly what was said, you have to head over to Kingston Fest page and you will understand what was said. But Popcorn was extremely
That's a highly edited version.
Yeah, highly edited.
Super edited. Liquor, sir.
Oh gosh.
So Popcorn is like, listen, you did not provide me with any private jet. I did that on my own. You know, stop the foolishness, basically. Yeah. So I believe Popcorn. I'm sorry. I believe him. I believe the fact that him not discount the fact that him get 150.
Yeah, and promoter pay.
US. Him get paid.
Yeah, promoter do the part-time job.
Private jet part, I believe. Remember, say Drake him know him no Drake, you know.
Like no Drake.
He has access to private jets.
Yeah, man.
Whether on his own or through his friends,
exactly.
He can get a price. So
exactly.
I believe that.
So I believe that. I think this is gonna.
You think the promoter is gonna come back out and say, "Hey,
yes,
what are you talking about?"
Yes, I feel.
Here's my receipt.
Yes.
Yeah, if him have a receipt, then that's cool.
Yeah.
Respect that. But like, if him not a receipt,
a regular print receipt and bird paper, but you know, make us see now.
If him not a receipt, just keep quiet.
But I think it is sort of a way to deflect. You know, on what the real issue is, because I'm still saying, you know, focus on the real issue. I think the promoter should have came out and be like, you know what, I apologize for what happened and we're going to do better next year or whenever the event will be taking place again. You don't want to mess up as a promoter like this. You want to have this event again, so take some responsibility, sort it out and move it right along.
They had a very good turnout too. I mean,
exactly.
The lineup was a good lineup.
So you don't want to mess up that, you know. So sort it out.
Okay.
It's an opportunity for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of great opportunities, Conscience, he's celebrating 1 billion streams worldwide. And so dancehall star Conscience is celebrating a new milestone as he received a plaque to commemorate amassing over 1 billion streams worldwide via YouTube and Spotify. The milestone does not include other platforms like Apple Music, Tidal, and Amazon, where the Broke Off Your Back singer's music is available, but he's nonetheless thankful for the recognition. I'm happy to reach such a milestone and thankful to have great fans that love my music across the globe. Conscience said this in a release. I'm very much aware that there's a long way to go and the legends I look up to are my daily reminders. I'm just looking forward to what's next and where my talent and love for this music will take me next. So congrats, Conscience, and of course, you know, baby on the way.
Yeah,
it's a good look.
Second morning we're carrying some good news in relation to Conscience and or his wife.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacure is also in the news. Incarcerated reggae singer Jacure was left longing for his freedom, that is, after a Netherlands judge ruled that the singer should continue serving his 6-year sentence for attempted manslaughter in that country. The court has decided to keep Jacure in detention, according to the press officer who made the statement. Tuesday's proceedings was another pro forma court date where the judge solely decides on the continuation of the incarceration. The next pro forma, as they call it, the next pro forma date is planned for November 1. So that's another, say, 3 months from now. Before he gets a chance to go back to court. But I guess they are doing their assessment on the matter going forward.
Though. I would prefer him spend time
dip him or something. I don't know. I don't know, make him country deal.
Sorry, I didn't get the point you're saying, Jody.
I would prefer him to spend the time in jail here.
Oh, here in Jamaica. Okay.
I mean, even though the offense happened over there, I know, I get it. But like, if there's some loophole,
send him home. Like if there's something that can be sorted out, because I just don't feel. I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about over the Netherlands and him. I genuinely think that he should come home.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's some. I don't know. Him not having a lawyer in Jamaica or anything, no representative in Jamaica, because it's almost like nobody's trying to get involved in that, you know. So
in a case like that, the only way he's gonna come home is after the 6 years. I mean,
some must can be worked out, but then again, I guess nobody's really interested like that because I haven't heard any lawyer, anybody speaking out to it. So
the law is the law. Is the law?
Yep.
Is the law?
Yep.
That's true.
Facts.
All right, that was
Update.
We've got two features for you right now. One is our proverb of the day, and that will be followed by the pet peeve of the morning.
That's right, Richie. Thank you. So our proverb of the day: when Eskimo have money in buy fridge.
Oh,
That's
I know
right.
This. I know this one.
Both sing it, both
Yeah,
sing.
man, I know
Yes.
this one. Yes, so for those,
Yes, sir.
I'm almost gonna try to explain it for those in the back of the room. So watch us stand there. Eskimo
Yeah.
come from place where cold,
Right.
so what them need ice for.
Ah.
So this just seemed like a situation where just somebody has spent unnecessarily. That's what me get from it.
See there.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not a bad explanation.
Right.
So when Eskimo have money in buy fridge, the meaning people with too much money spend it on unnecessary things. First of all, there's no such thing as too much money.
All right, here we
but
go.
people with money.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Good point.
Never.
Good
What?
point.
Too much what?
Would you
Money?
say that to Jeff?
Bezos.
Or
No,
Or
I don't
Muskie?
think.
Muskie?
No, that's why them stay
there's
rich.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why them stay rich. Cause
If you don't have enough, there's no such thing as too much money. Money can done. So that means it was
especially if you come if you come from broke days, if you don't want to go back.
Exactly. You don't want to go back this
you keep
what?
working
Hungry
hard.
days. Bye.
Yeah, but nobody buying a
That's cute.
fridge.
But nobody
As
buying
an
a
Eskimo.
fridge if you're Eskimo. Let it go, man.
I want to know about Papa Roll.
Papa what?
Roll.
Papa roll. What is-
Pauper, like a pauper.
Oh, Papa, yes.
Yeah, you have a pauper roll, you know. With enough named up on that.
Oh,
We don't want to go on that
You
at
don't
all.
want to on that.
Well, and nigga Freddie said to be poor
It's a crime, yeah.
Crime.
And I know everyone said I appreciate the loving Papa. So
true.
I'm sorry.
some ladies have a
I'm
problem with that.
I'm going to need you to not be on
Come on,
that.
But
Yeah, get off that roll.
it goes both ways in as a seesaw. I mean, just as the proverb, you know, when you have too much money,
Yeah.
you can't say,
Having
yo,
too little.
well,
It's also a bigger problem. Well, that seems like a bigger problem.
That's a bigger issue than having too much.
where
Yeah.
where you say build the wall and light the block them and buy the block company.
Yeah.
yeah.
See, Hardly. See there.
Look at
People. Bridge Nation. Listen to Hardly.
A black African went into a bank recently and he was not allowed to go into the bank actually.
Really?
He just bought the damn bank.
See there. This is what happens when you have enough money. Like, we're not arguing with you.
Right.
Okay, you're going to work for me now. Simple. Well, you know,
You're fired.
exactly that too. I know, me petty. I work for me.
Yeah, you don't work with me.
Yes.
All right.
For me.
And you know what's a pet peeve? Pet peeve are things that others do that you may find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. Today's pet peeve comes from none other than Queen Jojo.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
You know, I'm in the stage of dating,
I lie.
right? Yeah, because, well,
She admitted.
Shelz, I will push you off that chair. Let me explain before you start to
Prime
clap.
Minister, give her a holiday there.
And she mean it, yes.
Let me explain before we start to clap.
All right, sorry. Go on.
So, I dismiss people quickly. I can't help it. I don't have the time to waste. I'm at that stage in my life. I don't know if it's a stage or you get over it. But listen to me. It's if I ask you a question and I tell you that this question is important, you need to answer for me to make a decision, an informed decision, and you take more than a day to answer me, we no longer, it just goes to show.
Hello.
It goes to show that you are not prioritizing the importance of
Something
what
that
I've
means
asked
something to you.
something that means something to me. So if you
So the
take,
long delay.
So
It
you
depends on
delay.
the question. Can take me more than a day if it.
Well, you're there for your own, sir.
Your research.
Well, your research.
Well,
Like you need for research.
what I mean,
It's
me need
the-
to
Or you need
consult.
or you need to calculate.
Me need to consult wiki.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal?
No,
matter?
it's not.
No.
No,
Okay.
it's just a question that you need to answer for me to make a decision.
Yeah.
So if you want to be,
Are you seeing someone else?
but if that question take a day,
Yeah, but that take too long.
Yeah,
if
that-
that,
that one that
that's
take
not
too
the
long.
question. But if that
Yeah.
question take even
Red
a
flag.
minute, hello, sir.
Red flag.
Have yourself a good life.
Yeah.
Bye. But that it's annoying to me, and I think dating overall is a pet peeve of mine now when I think about it. No, it's true, because it's like it's you're wasting your time in a sense.
If it don't work out.
If it don't work out. So it's such a major pet peeve. I don't know how people do it.
Because
it's too much. It's too much.
It
can be fun though.
It can be fun. It has its perks. I won't lie, but it's a pet peeve. It's becoming a pet peeve of mine, really, dating.
Interesting. Bridge Nation? Bridge Nation, you want to get in on the conversation?
Jojo said dating is a pet peeve. I love it here.
Shelz, come on, man. And I guess because I've gotten older and my views and things have changed, and just my whole, how I see myself and my worth has changed, and that's what makes it so annoying.
Sounds like you're, I don't know, I don't want to assess, but is it that you're like is it younger folks or middle-aged?
They're like my age group.
Okay.
I don't date below 28.
Okay.
And 28 is young, but I don't date below that. I can't.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know.
Mr. Right will come along, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Right now.
It's
or
annoying.
Mr. Right now.
Or Mr. Right.
Mr. Right now is a dangerous man.
Him not always bad though.
I G that.
That sometimes it makes sense. But yeah.
I'll take your word for it. All right, that's Jody's pet peeve this morning. She needs immediate answers, man. Don't take a day or two to answer one simple question. No, it's not going to work. Not in her world at any rate.
That's right.
And it's now time for us to welcome two guests that are going to be joining us to discuss a project that they're involved with, I think today, as a matter of fact. So the Global Hands Foundation is having their third annual Mental Health Awareness Seminar, which will be held today, Thursday, the 11th of August, starting at 10:30 a.m. at Bounty Hall in Trelawny at the New Testament Church of God. We understand there will be sessions on mental health, opportunities for attendees to ask questions about mental health issues. There will also be arts and crafts for children. Food will be provided, and there will also be giveaways of walkers, wheelchairs, diapers. They'll be giving out backpacks and much more. And there will be an occupational therapists and physical therapists who will be there to answer physical health related questions. So who do we have with us this morning? We actually have the guest speakers of the event and members of the Global Hands Foundation. We're joined at this time by Dr. Atasha Jordan and Dr. Angel Augustin to give us some more information about this seemingly wonderful seminar.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Jordan and Dr. Augustin. Welcome to Up and Go.
Morning.
Excited to be here at Up and Go. And I also want to share that we have a third guest with us. Dr. Briget Chavarria is also with us today. So we are very excited to have the opportunity to share a little bit about what we're going to be doing here in Bounty Hall in just about a few hours actually today.
Yes. Just
thank you for having us.
Wonderful to have all of you, and welcome also to Dr. Chavarria, you said, right?
Chavarria.
Yes, wonderful to have all of you. So let me start with Dr. Atasha Jordan. Please tell us about the Global Hands Foundation. How long has this organization been in operation? Give us some deets on it.
Yes, so the Global Hands Foundation has been in operation for several years. The leader and founder of the organization, her name is Carleen Coates. She is of Jamaican descent. Her family is from Jamaica. She comes to Jamaica all the time. And we work with her at the University of Pennsylvania, and she told us about this opportunity to come to Jamaica for the third annual mental health fair that the Global Hands Foundation is having, where they want to be able to help, reduce some of the stigma related to mental health and help folks learn more about mental health in a community that to Carleen is very, very important to her. She is not with us right now because she is running around getting all of the last details ready so that when everyone comes to celebrate and eat food and get all the free giveaways and learn that everything is set up. So we are here representing her this morning.
Sounds really good. There seems to be a focus on mental health, and a particular reason for that.
Yeah, mental health in the Caribbean, I'm from the Caribbean, in the US, across the world, is continuing to be a challenge. And with the pandemic in particular, we have seen that the challenges of life have made things much more challenging, you know, whether it's access to jobs, to have money, the security that might come with having food available, or losing people, you know, losing family members or friends to the pandemic. It can impact how we feel. And our mental health is really just how we feel, what we think about, and what we do. So when those things are impacted, especially now with the pandemic, and even though, you know, things may in some ways seem to be getting better, people are still impacted to this day from that. So wanting to make sure that folks are prioritizing their wellness going forward.
Lovely. Now, Dr. Augustin, what I'm loving from this whole vibe is that, you know, the Global Hands Foundation will also be giving back to those who attended this session. Talk to us about the packages you guys will be providing for those who attend.
Yeah, so we will be giving care packages, food, groceries, wheelchairs for those that need it. It's important that we not only talk about mental health, but we also provide these care packages, because there's other factors that affect mental health, such as whether your ability to eat, your ability to have mobility, if you have some type of disability. So it's not just talking the talk, it's just actually showing that we care and providing resources that they need to help benefit their mental health as well.
Dr. Jordan, you did mention that there's a third person with you this morning, and I wanted to bring Dr. Briget, is it Chavarria, into the conversation to see what role will she be playing really in this occasion.
Yes, thank you. It's Dr. Chavarria. So this morning, you'll be seeing myself, you'll be seeing Dr. Augustin, you'll be seeing Dr. Jordan, and then we also have Dr. Harris, who's a local psychiatrist. We'll all be talking about mental health, educating folks on mental health, and then also we'll be doing some breakout sessions. So we'll be able to split up into one-on-one sessions or small groups, and people can kind of, you know, get things off of their chest that they wanted to discuss. They can ask personal questions about mental health. We can have somewhat of a process group. And our goal for those is to just get people more comfortable with talking about mental health and the issues that come up surrounding that, and hopefully, facilitate those conversations.
Yes. Dr. Angel Augustin, a number of persons are listening right now. We have a lot of listeners, and I want you to just say to them directly why it is important for them to attend this seminar today.
Honestly, I think it's important to attend this seminar because oftentimes we separate mental health from physical health, but they're intertwined, right? If you don't protect your mental health, your physical health will fail as well. So this is a time to let go of the stigma, let go of any misconceptions you may have had, and no longer be silent. Take advantage of this opportunity to speak with professionals, to also, have the opportunity to meet other people and get the resources that you might need. This is no longer the time to stay silent. Again, I say mental health is physical health. They're connected. It's all about health. So take this opportunity, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the event.
Fantastic. Dr. Atasha Jordan, they say it takes cash to care. I noticed that you'll be doing a lot of giveaways. Do you care to highlight any of your, persons who support your organizations? How are you funded, really?
Yeah, so Carlene, through the Global Hands Foundation, she has been able to secure some sponsors and additionally get some funds from individuals who have been able to give funds. I will say I do not know the exact details of the local sponsors, and I know there are some.
Yes.
That information was not specifically provided to me, but I know there are local sponsors. So I will generally say thank you to those who have given.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people are even given of their time. We know of several physicians who have closed down their offices today so that they can be with us at the fair today, so that they can help to give a hand of help, and so we are just grateful for all of the help we have received, and I think at the event you will hear the details, because Carlene will be there to say exactly who has given what, but we have gotten quite a bit of help.
All right, and Dr. Briget Chavarria, are you excited to be involved in this project?
Oh my God, yes. So excited. So excited to be here. So excited to fellowship with the community. So excited to be here with my sisters in psychiatry. And I'm excited to see the people, even if you don't know anything about mental health, even if you've never heard anything about it, even if you feel like that's maybe not what I need education in, still come out and be with the community. That's good for your mental wellness. So we're excited to see you. I'm excited to be here. And I honestly thank you guys for this opportunity.
You're most welcome. And of course, Dr. Jordan, finally, can you just remind our listeners of the time and where the seminar will be held today?
Yes, so today we are looking forward to seeing you, your friends, your family at Bounty Hall in Trelawny, the New Testament Church of God in particular. We will be there from 10:30 until 5. We want you there to be able to get all of the information. We'll have food, we'll have sessions, we'll have giveaways, all of those things. Looking forward to seeing you from 10:30 to 5 o'clock today.
Nice.
Thank you, Dr. Atasha Jordan, Dr. Angel Augustin, and Dr. Briget Chavarria. Wonderful talking with all of you, and have a good time today. All the best, all right?
Thanks for having us.
All right, our pleasure. There you have it. Big things happening down there in Trelawny at Bounty Hall at the New Testament Church of God. The Global Hands Foundation having their 3rd annual Mental Health Awareness Seminar. And it promises to be a whole lot more than just information sharing. There's a lot in store. Make sure you check it out. Yeah, Robo.
Blessings, Robo.
Good morning. Good morning. I've been here for a little while. I'm just on. They say the plane can't fly with one wing. It's a one-wing plane this morning. But I'm here. I've managed to land. How are you guys this morning?
We're happy to hear about your landing. Any other details that you care to share? You don't have to.
Richie, I'll let me say it for you. It's too late in the afternoon.
Okay.
Nah, it's all good, man. I'm trying to find my sidekick, Errol. Has anybody seen Errol? Is anybody listening right now? If you can tell me where Errol is, that would help us immensely this morning.
I thought I saw him at the airport.
Probably. Everybody's trying to get out. They're trying to get not out, but out. They're trying to get out because it's too warm over here. We're in our 3rd day of a sun crisis. Can you imagine? 3 days in, and it's a crisis. Now think about the people in Spain. They are in the 40s. They've been in the 40s for the last few days with no sight of rain. We are currently experiencing 32 to 34, sometimes up into 36. We're in the 3rd day. It's expected to go on until Sunday. So Britain is in a crisis. We're in a sun crisis. That's all you hear on the news. It's like sun. And I mean, the most threatening thing is water. And you mentioned it a few weeks ago, like water crisis and going to shops and stocking up and finding there's no water or trying to get to the stores when there's water. I think that's one of the things. And
so there is is there a water crisis, you're saying?
We have it. It's kind of on and off. And then there's also a water company, which I won't say their name in case we all get sued. That is currently, as they say, messing up the water situation. Like there's parts of London hasn't had water for 4 or 5 days because of burst pipes. And what they blame it on, Richie, hear this one. Cracking. The earth is cracking. So when the earth cracks, the pipe cracks.
Oh.
I mean, we're in 2022 and we're hearing stories like this. But basically, people just can't get, as they say, get your finger out and do some work.
Yeah.
And it's not happening right about now.
Water is life. Man, I hope that they get a chance to solve those problems very, very soon. You've not had it like this in recent times, have you?
No, the last time we had droughts like this was in the 70s. So this is the worst it's been in the 70s. But, I suppose back in the 70s, people were prepared for things like this, having shortage of water and being able to. But we live in such a cosmopolitan city, like people go to the shop and say, "What? No bottled water? I'm going to die. No bottled water." People find it difficult to cope in these situations in a busy city. So when you go to the supermarkets and there's no bottled water, there's an absolute panic. So people buy more than what they need, and here comes the crisis. And it's on the news every day, and people watch the news, listen to the news, and they start worrying, and they think, I think I should go get some water myself. Come the following morning, there's no water. Poor things, them. But it's just that's just how it is in the city called London.
Man, I tell you, I hope that they really solve that problem, because we know. I mean, do they do rationing like we do here very often in the summertime? We are rationing.
The water company now bringing water to essential areas where water pipes have kind of been damaged and haven't been repaired in time. It's just amazing, Richie, that these things have water pipes bursting in the summer. Do you know, you'd expect those things in the winter where it gets cold and the frost gets into the floor and it breaks, but happening in the middle of summer, it's just like, it's not the one. And during obviously a hot period where we're just not used to having sun for 6 days in a row. 4 days is a crisis.
Oh boy,
it's mad. It's really mad. But hey, maybe that's, as you say, that's where Errol has departed us. Errol saw the crisis and he's left. Well done, Errol. Thanks, mate.
All right, Errol, we hope that we find you soon, because I'm getting very concerned, actually.
I think Errol, I think you are right. Errol's out of here, man. Like, I'm out of here, man.
Enough of this heat. Oh boy.
Although Errol is a man who's like, he's happy he can live on Guinness. Big up, Errol.
As we say good morning to Miss Chance Wilson. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for joining us. Your first name would be Tanika?
Tanketa.
Oh, Tanketa.
I got it.
I won. Right, yes. we have it correct.
I won.
That's a nice, unique name there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. We're happy to have you, and we like what we just read, and we want to hear more. So tell us about the Burrito Foundation. What are some of the activities that you get up to at the Burrito Foundation?
All right. So, I mean, I cannot speak of the Burrito Foundation without speaking of the Burrito Education Foundation, which is our former name and dispensation. Started this foundation at the time in 2004, focused on early childhood numeracy and literacy training for teachers, instruction for students, and parents and involvement, encouraging that. But now we have, I think you may have seen, Burrito is growing and expanding. Since being acquired by the Cornerstone Company, and so they really wanted to also expand and extend their reach and impact in society, and so we've broadened our scope. So we haven't abandoned early childhood education, but we have broadened our scope to now make further investments in education across the different age groups. And we're also consistent with the business. We're also supporting entrepreneurship, in particular among young people and women. And given the time we're living in with the pandemic and all the things that are happening, we think it's also important to focus on health and well-being. And without a healthy nation, we really can't have a wealthy nation. Burrito is about building wealth.
Yes.
So it's wealth in terms of your financial wealth, but also we want to support the nation's physical and emotional health as well. So those are the areas that we're focused on. We'd love to do everything, but we can't. And so these are our main focus areas: education and youth development, entrepreneurship, and health and well-being.
All right. Now, Mrs. Wilson, I don't know if we can call it a season, but it's back to school season. The vibes.
It sure is.
And right now I'm seeing something that's beautiful. It just brighten up the page. The Barita Foundation's Inaugural Scholarship Programme. I know a lot of persons are excited about this. Can you tell us more about this?
Sure. So yes, very, very exciting for us. As was shared earlier, we are about building and equipping our youth for the future, and a huge part of that under education pillar is to support our students. A lot of times what separates those of us who are able to reach success and those who aren't able to is the opportunity. And so we are creating this opportunity. We have created this opportunity through our scholarship program for students who are skilled, bright, but lack the financial resources a lot of times. And for other students, it's students who are excelling and just need that added push and that added support to ensure that they get over the finish line. And so that's what the scholarship program is about largely. But I have to also share that one of the things that drove us to to focus on scholarships too is we wanted to find a way. This is Barita's 45th anniversary year, by the way. We celebrate 45 years in September, and we really wanted to find a way to honor the legacy of Mrs. Rita Humphreys Lewin, our founder, the first female to start a stockbrokerage business in Jamaica, the first female chair of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the first female chair of a stock exchange in the Caribbean. We really wanted to find a way to honor all of that, but more so her commitment and her work and support in the area of education. And so we have a special scholarship in her honor, named in her honor, in addition to the other scholarships. And that's the Rita Humphreys Lewin Scholarship in Early Childhood Education. And that's for students who are pursuing early childhood education at the tertiary level.
Okay, fantastic. So for students who'd like to access these scholarships, where can they sign up? What should they be doing now?
Well, they can start preparing for next year because, of course, this year is closed now. We have our scholars already selected for the 2022-23 academic year. So next year, we opened in May of this year, and so I suspect they're around the same time next year, and they'll have just under 2 months in which to apply. There are different categories of scholarships, so I can share those with everyone.
Yes.
The first category is our PEP scholarship. That's for students. We know it's very difficult sometimes for parents to transition, for everyone, for parents and students to transition from primary school, prep school to high school. And so we have our PEP scholarship, and that is for students who are going into grade 7 who would have completed PEP. And that one's open to, at the moment, to our children of our staff and the children of our Cornerstone Barita clients, because we want to give back to our clients and our staff who have helped to build the company, right?
Yes.
And then we have our tertiary scholarship. That one, and that one is valid up to $350,000 for anyone who is studying at the tertiary level. And then we have our CSEC CAPE scholarship, valid at up to $100,000, and that one's that's open for any student in high school who is about to do either CSEC or CAPE. But we have some specific subjects that we're really trying to push. Of course, students who are studying finance, econ, subjects that are consistent with our financial literacy thrust. And then we have our staff scholarship that's open to internally to staff. Again, a way of giving back. And then finally, the Rita Humphreys Lewin, or Premier Scholarship, the Rita Humphreys Lewin Scholarship in Early Childhood Education. That one is for any student who is pursuing early childhood education training at the tertiary level, like I said.
Well, we're so heartened to hear all of this. Obviously, Barita Foundation, focusing on education and financial literacy. We commend you on all that you've done. Obviously, several students would have benefited and will continue to benefit well into the future. Congratulations to you and your team, Tanketa, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And I hope everyone is ready for back to school, because I know there has been so much loss of learning and just so much, that's happened over the last couple of years with the pandemic. So I just wish everyone all the best going back. And we look out for the new applications next year. And congrats to our awardees this year.
Most def. Right. Thank you so much. Great having you. All the best today.
Thanks so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you right now to what Shelz likes to call Man Chat. All right, Man Chat happens at this time every Thursday morning. And, being a man of God, it is said, is no walk in the park. Each day is met with challenges and sometimes temptations. So this morning on Man Chat, we will be discussing the challenges that men face while walking the Christian pathway and how they can avoid some of the temptations that will come their way. We're joined by a gentleman who is a pastor, Junior Smith is his name, Pastor Junior Smith of the Ebenezer Holiness Church of God in Toronto, in Canada. Pastor Smith is also a digital pastor at Crossroads Christian Communications Incorporated, producers of Canada's longest daily television talk show, 100 Huntley Street. He is a radio announcer, he's a television personality, he's a worship leader, and believe it or not, Pastor Junior Smith is also a recording artist.
What?
Yeah, he wears many hats, and we're happy to have him this morning to share some thoughts on this challenge that many of the men face. Good morning and welcome, Pastor Smith. How are you today, sir?
Greetings, Pastor.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing very well. How about you?
We're doing well
good,
also,
man.
and we're happy to have you on the program, Pastor Smith.
My pleasure.
So you heard the topic for Man Chat, the challenges that men face while walking the Christian pathway and how they can avoid some temptations that will come along. Pastor Smith, what would you say are some of the challenges that Christian men usually face? And by extension, we want you to go into how they can deal with some of these challenges that they'll face.
I want to begin by saying that I don't think that the challenges are only tied down to what Christian men face. I think it's just challenges that humans face. They become Christian challenges because we are followers of Jesus Christ, and as such, we go by the precepts of God and what He lays out in the scriptures. So there are a myriad of challenges that we face in our family, in the workplace, in everyday realities that everybody else might face. Every other man who might not be a Christian is facing those very challenges as well, and those same temptations. But what we as Christian men do is try to channel those temptations and see them through the lens of Scripture and listen to the words of Jesus Christ as outlined in the Bible. I think I heard you say something earlier on that I fully agree with, that we all face challenges. And I think one of the biggest lie any human or Christian or whomever can say is that they don't face temptations. And because you're a Christian, you're immune from temptation. And that's not the truth. In Romans 7:19, even the Apostle Paul himself, he says that the good I want to do, I do not do. Instead, I practice the evil I do not want to do. And so in everything that we do, we are faced with temptations, and we are not going to ever get rid of temptations. However, the way we respond to them is the kicker.
Now, Pastor Smith, what I'm getting from the reasoning so far is the discipline. You know, discipline is going to play a major role in how we handle challenges and temptation. And, you know, discipline varies just based on how people choose to live their lives. And we're speaking about Christian men, and, Christianity on a whole comes with a whole different level of discipline when it comes to following that path. But, sir, if you look at the real world now, like in reality, how the world stay right now, almost everywhere you look, and, forgive me for being a bit of a troublemaker, but almost everywhere you look, there's a half-naked woman there, whether it be on social media, a magazine, or a commercial. The pleasures of the flesh is all over the place. How does this affect the Christian man?
It is indeed a true reality. I see these women too, and women are beautiful creatures.
Amen.
Wonderful humans that God created. And I don't think that as a Christian man, we have to shy away from sexuality and people having being attractive. However, it is what is in the mind of the man that matters. I can look at a woman and admire her beauty and not see her as a sexual symbol or something that is has to be, some kind of negative way of looking at a woman, wanting her, desiring her in such a way. I can admire her beauty because there's nothing wrong with that. However, it is how your mind navigates what those thoughts are. When you look at what a half-naked woman is online and all around at the parties I've been around, and there's carnival, and I'm there, but because of the mindset I have, I see a woman as being beautiful, but the Bible encourages us to stick away from lust. And so one of the very first things that can come to the mind of a Christian man is that, whoa, this woman is really lovely and desirable for sex. But should that be our first resort? Absolutely not. And as such, it is not the thinking about, and the Bible calls it the sin, the evil, and it becomes evil not because the thing is bad, but it becomes evil because it eats away at your inner person, and that's your soul. If it eats away at your soul that connects you to the divine God, then it becomes evil, and that's what the Bible warns us to stay away from. Evil thoughts of lust, evil thoughts that lust begins in the mind, and then it becomes adultery or fornication or all of those things. It's as though keeping your mind away from the sin and focusing on Jesus Christ, the one who can keep our heart and our minds pure.
Agreed. Now, just to add to that question, Pastor Smith, would you then say it's best then for Christian men to just avoid these areas, or this if certain women are dressing a certain way in that particular area or that particular space, should you just be advised that Christian men just avoid that space in general? Because some churches you just tell their people, just don't go there, just don't follow the sexy ladies on Instagram, don't go to that place where women dress like that. Is that something that you'd advise, or should Christian men be able to still venture into these spaces, but as long as their mentality is intact?
Let's look at it this way. If you want to lose weight, you can't always think about food. You have to take your mind off of food and on the desired goal. If you know you have a weakness, and your weakness lies where the women are promiscuous or where there's nakedness or nude, and if that is your weakness, whether Christian or not, it is only wise to not put yourself in a space that you can't properly navigate. However, I don't believe in the Christianity that is dependent on rules and saying, don't go here or don't do this and don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the do's and the don'ts. I always believe in your transformation has to begin from the inside. And so it's not about the doing for me, but it's about who you are. It's the character, it's the integrity. If you have character and integrity, you can exist in any space and you're not compromised. So I'm not at liberty to tell people where to go, how to enjoy themselves and how to do or not to do. But what my role is to say to people to be fully transformed by Jesus Christ. Know that God sees your heart. You can't hide from him, because many people will do and say things and go to places where they think pastor will not see them. It's not about me. It's all about God, and he sees and knows your heart. And because you might not go somewhere, but you might be locked up in your room watching something on your phone, and it doesn't make it okay. So at the end of the day, it's about character, it's about integrity, it's about authenticity in your faith, because Jesus Christ is the one that sees and judges the heart.
The fact is, Pastor Smith, I've known of a number of men who are sort of reluctant to walk the Christian pathway because they're aware that the Bible and maybe the church that they would have gone to speaks against fornication, sex outside of marriage, and so on. And they would feel that they cannot do without intimacy, and at the same time, they don't necessarily want to yield to temptation. So my question is, how do you recommend that persons deal with those challenges?
I have to refer to what God says. It's oftentimes we want to defer to what we like and what our desires dictate. But I do believe that in creating humanity, God had a plan for humanity. God had a plan for the family. God had a plan for relationships. As humans, though, we have our own desires and we want to do our own thing, but we are not accountable to ourselves. We are accountable to our Creator, and as such, we don't set the rules, we follow them.
All right. I love that one, Pastor Smith. I love that. Final advice, sir, for men who are seeking to become Christians and live a life of purity. Because, you know, we're out there, sir. We want to walk that path. Any advice for them in these challenging times?
I do believe that men on the whole want to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sharp. We live in a society that portrays, Christianity as a bigoted religion or something that is mundane or archaic. I don't think so. I live my best life as a follower of Jesus Christ. It helps me to have a better way of seeing things through the eyes of God. None of us is perfect. We all face temptations, and it is not in our own doing that we overcome those temptations, but it's because we've been called by Jesus Christ, empowered by the Holy Spirit, that we can live a life of purity. God has called us to be the voice of the nations, to lead our families, to lead our communities. And as such, it is the best time for men to step up and to be the change that they want to see in the church, to be the change they want to see in the society, to lead that change. Because unless we do that, others will lead us. And that's not what we want. We want to be there to be supportive to others, to be the voice of God, to be God's representatives on earth. And so I believe it is the best time to really surrender to God and not depend on your own strength to overcome temptations, but to really cast all those struggles and those temptations on Jesus Christ, because he has a way to supernaturally help us through those struggles.
Let the church say amen. Pastor Smith, it was wonderful having you on the program this morning. Give our best regards to your wife, Carrie, and your two daughters. And it was really a pleasure having you inside of our Man Chat feature today. Have a great day. Thank you once again.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Yeah, blessings to you, sir. That's Pastor Junior Smith, all the way in Toronto, Canada, and gracing us with his presence this morning in Man Chat and giving us some nuggets.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Food for thought, words to live by. So we have a guest in the studio, in the building, and when he stepped in, I said, long overdue. And we both agreed nothing happens before the right time, and today is the right time for us to welcome this brother who has been, giving us some great songs, performances, and inspiring us through his journey as a Christian, as a gospel artist, and we're really pleased to have him. He's described as a soulful, inspirational, motivational, and definitely a prolific composer. He has an interesting story. I read it once, and I think I saw him also speaking about it in terms of his father and the influence there and how it all came together. But we'll get all of that from him as he's here with us this morning. Good morning and welcome to Jermaine Edwards.
Good morning, everybody, Bridge listeners.
Yes,
all over the world. Big up on yourself.
Welcome, Jermaine.
Thank you very much. I must say, sir, you're doing very well.
Thank you very much. And you're doing better.
I don't know about that one.
No, but seriously, Jermaine, you're an awesome talent.
Thank you very much.
And you have maintained very high standards in music.
Thank you, sir.
And for that, we say congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
What has your journey been like? Is it fun? Is it as much fun being in it, or that we see when we watch you perform and so on?
I think it is. I think what is the problem mostly is because I do most of my stuff, so I can't tend to enjoy everything because I am the producer and the mix engineer. No, I start mastering and the arranger, writing, and then being the artist, and then married.
Family.
So sometimes, when you have dreams, you actually realize that you reach them, but you didn't realize that everything you dreamed of, you're really living it because you're so busy all the time. You didn't even get to it didn't come to you. You know what I mean? You just worked into it. So it's fun, but it can be very painful.
Yeah, at the same time. The aspect of mastering, that is a new challenge that you've taken on.
Right.
But you've also worked with people like Kirk Franklin's master engineer, Herb Powers.
Yeah.
What are some of the projects you worked with Herb on?
Don't Count Me Out. Everything from I think Either Way, Don't Count Me Out, and I will follow.
Yeah. How is the experience learning that aspect of the business?
It's you know when you have your cake and eat it, that is what mixing, mastering your own work and production is. I have excellent musicians that also help, because it's more than one head coming together, and that's also most important where you get the variety of music. But it's awesome to much people want to produce their own music and want become a musician. I'm a real musician. So it's not
you
like
play several instruments?
Yeah, keyboards, drums, bass guitar, and all them different things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like me I try to make a beat. I'm a real musician.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've been playing like keyboards for church ever since I was 10, 11 years old.
I find that person like yourself who play instruments, I don't know if it's the way to put it, but it's like you have a deeper appreciation for the art.
And for excellence. Yeah. That's where
you find that.
Yeah, so it is also have it issues because you may overdo it at times because you're so paying attention to it being perfect that you most of the times the hit song them are not even songs where like great, like if you listen to Bob Marley music, them wonderful musicianship, but the artifacts it's not 100% perfect.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's what makes you keep listening over and over again, because if I keep nice and too nice, you taste it and it tastes good the first time, you don't want to continue.
Yeah. Sometimes even the rough edges make for great productivity.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. No, Jermain, I'm curious. You mentioned, you played many instruments in church.
Right.
I'm wondering, during your journey to becoming a gospel artist, was it always in the making to be a gospel artist? Or
no. Like every level of my life, I never even knew I was going to be there. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, when I started to sing, it was because two of the praise and worship team leaders, them actually migrate one time.
Yeah.
And then I was forced to lead praise and worship, and my father didn't want me to sing because him thinks me did sound like me I cry and all these different things. You know what I mean? So I was forced into that next level. And every level that I am in music, I am forced into it because I want to pay somebody to do it, try to pay somebody to do it. But they just wasn't doing it the way I want, and I didn't have enough patience, so I just do it myself.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to ask one: how is Daddy, and how is the acceptance now in terms of from your father?
Well, I mean, after some people coming to church on Sunday morning after doing praise and worship, and
by the way, his father is a pastor. If you didn't know that.
Pastor son, not the good pastor son though.
All right, if you must say so yourself.
So what happened is that he saw some people coming from to visit church on Sunday morning, and then it's like him say wait, them just always come, and then after praise and worship them leave. So him run outside and ask them, why you just always come to praise and worship and just leave? And they say, because I have my church thing, but you see I love your praise and worship, when your son do praise and worship, it feels so real and so forth. So it's then him start to say wait, come like me I overlook my son then, because I tell him to stick to keyboard that I think it is gift, but maybe there's something inside him. And he invested the first money into my studio recording.
Fantastic. You must be a proud father right now. You have a song with Agent Sasko. I'm going to give the listeners, Bridge Nation, a chance to hear a little bit of it, and then you tell us how this collaboration came about. It's a song entitled Hope in My Head. Jermaine Edwards and Agent Sasko. Yeah, big tune, Jermaine.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how this collaboration came about.
It was a song that I feel like there's so much negatives going on in our island Jamaica. I mean, just driving here a while ago, I just saw a police tape and just see a body on the ground. And I mean, it hurts my heart to see what island just certain little things just look normal. You know what I mean? So I just say, boy, I need some positiveness. I need some hope in my head. And I remember this album that Sasko did, Banks of the Hope. And I just, I feel like Sasko the right person to do the song with it. And him hear it and love it. You know what I'm saying? He goosebumps and him just say, all right.
Yeah,
and him just deal with it.
It's a good fit.
I like it. And Jermaine, speaking of collaborations, I'm curious, as a gospel artist, how do you approach collaborations? Does the person you're working with need to be a part of the Christian community? How are you just work off a vibe?
No, we're speaking a language that speaks to everybody. It's not like when you cook a food in a restaurant, you cook it to Christian. You cook it to everybody who have a taste bud. So the truth of the fact is, if we need to do good music, we need to do good music. It doesn't make a difference where you're coming from, but we need more music that is good in this world.
Positive music. I agree.
I suspect you might see or talk to Sasko before I do. please pass on our words of congratulations on his national honor, the Order of Distinction that you'll be getting later on this year. What's next for Jermain? There are a couple of songs coming out. There's one called, is it Nothing?
Nothing Can.
Nothing Can.
Yeah,
That's
that
also
was
a new
released
track.
about probably a week ago.
Okay.
I'm doing very well. 33,000 stream on
That's
Spotify.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So outside of the production side and the music coming out, what about touring, traveling out? The place has opened up now.
Oh yeah.
The demand for you must be very high.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about it. We're instead of waiting on promoters, we can do our own events. You know what I mean? And that is where streaming is important and paying attention to data where your music is doing well. So for me, we have a lot of plans for shows that we are putting on. I think you benefit more when you do that.
That's good.
All right, Jermaine, leave us with a positive thought. The nation is going through all kinds of issues. We just celebrated our 60th anniversary of independence. There's a lot of violence out there. We want you to just leave us with a positive thought today as you're here with us right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna try to I'm not gonna complain about the darkness in the world because the absence of light is actually darkness. And I believe as human beings, we need to shine more light. You have some people who are more interested in their companies, their cars, their house, and their good family. But if we can just try to invest more in shining light, and, I want to talk to some Christians who are listening, don't shine your light only in your church, you know what I mean? The Bible says, let your light so shine among men that they see your good works. Go out there in the communities and be salt, because salt bring out the flavor and it also preserve. So I want to be a light. And I'm you say what's next? I'm gonna be releasing more music, Great. So I can be relevant in the marketplace and hope that people like you guys play it, because I hope at that music I play. We just need more positive kind of shine more light.
Most definitely.
That is it.
Bro, it was great having you here with us this morning, man. Thanks as always. And keep on keeping on. Keep on giving us these great songs. And definitely, we'll do the rest.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Bless up. Where can you be followed on social media? For
Jermaine Edwards Reel on Instagram, Jermaine Edwards on Facebook. Jermaine Edwards everything, basically.
All right. A man who has committed his talents to spreading the gospel and uplifting lives. That was a chat with Jermaine Edwards.